Hey everyone, so better late than never. This is my Rainbow E2 Black video. Next month it will be 5 years that I've owned this. I have two power nozzles. This is the original one that's connected now with the side belt, the newer model, and here's the one with the center belt. I have the original box, everything I store inside this shipping box that came in. Or my dealer had it in the Rainjet. The tools and the floor tool are in the closet. I don't like keeping the tool caddy on the machine. This model right here with the center belt, you can see I just did that even with my hand. I don't need a penny or whatever to do it. The belt on this center drive model is incredibly wide. And it's very easy to change. You just undo this tab to the unlock position. You've got two tabs back here. You pull up on them a little bit. Try this one-handed. Then you've got a tab here. And then you got a tab over here. And then it pulls off. You can see how wide this is. And the area that actually gets cleaned is kind of small, and I think that's why they changed over to this style. But the belt, like I said, is incredibly wide, and they did a really good job adding, opening this up, because the other models before had no airflow, really. I mean, the opening was so tiny. But I've always had a thing for, even as a kid, center belt model machines, whether it was an upright or even a power head on a canister vacuum, because I always thought it was kind of cool that you could turn it over and look down in there and see the belt going onto the motor shaft, like you can see more of the mechanical stuff. So I forget if I said it or not, but this is a lot quieter than the new one, as you'll see when I turn it on. But the new one, I'm not going to try and take this cover off, but it's the same as the other one. It's really just not that easy to do one-handed. It has these little air breather holes on the inside that I taped up because I didn't want any more air escaping. It's already doesn't really seal to the carpet because of the side spinning brushes, and there's already airflow channels, so I didn't really think they needed to add that. Because this, I don't use them enough, and this one, the spinning brushes really haven't worn in yet, so you'll see when I use it, it bounces on the carpet. Whereas this one is a little bit more worn down, the center belt, and it grips the carpet a little bit better. But even if those were worn down, I still don't think that it would be quieter than the center belt model. But so those are that. And then if you're not familiar with the handle, you can lock it on, or you can lock it in the off position. And the Rainjet, I hate it. I hate it. And I didn't like the Aquamate 3 when it came out, so I didn't get that with this one. I had it on my Platinum one, and I just didn't think it did a good job compared to a dedicated machine. I guess with my rugs being clean, I can get away with it, but still, if I'm going to go through the motion, I want it, I'd just rather get my Bissell Big Green. But anyway, so this, I can't stand it. I think it's because I'm too tall. I feel like I have to kind of hunch over to use it correctly. And it's just a pain in the ass, to put it bluntly, for me to use. And it also, I haven't found it to do a really good job extracting the water off of the floor unless it's really smooth. On my tile floors and on like a little bit of the linoleum floors, it doesn't leave the floors as dry as my Hoover Floormate Deluxe, or even my vintage Hoover Scrub and Vac, which is what I typically use. I think that thing is the greatest. Now, I do like the little new Rainbow Mate. I didn't think I would. It's not the new one, it's that new one. This one doesn't have the lights on it that they've since released. The brushes are really kind of soft on it. They remind me of the ones on like a Kenmore powered hand tool. They're that soft, but when you put it on the upholstery or your stairs or whatever, it really beats it well. So this model has a light on it that was, it had just kind of been launched when I got this 5 years ago. So I haven't had an issue with it. Usually Rainbow is pretty good. They're not going to launch something that's going to fail. And if you're confused as to why there's a part 2 first, it's because I had part 1 all set up and I went to record part 2 while it was still processing on my iPad here, and then I finished it and it says that it was aborted. So that's why they're out of order. So anyways, just a little bit on that. But yeah, like I said in the part 2 of this, I really just like this as a water vac in general. I think the only thing they could do to make it a little bit better would be to add a cord winder, but you know what? They haven't after all this time they've been making it, so clearly for a reason. I mean, it would also make the unit that much heavier than it already is, and people would probably get really mad about that, and to save light, or to make it lighter, they'd probably have to use lower quality materials, so they probably just, you know, it is what it is, and if you're lazy, just don't even bother wrapping it, just hang it on the back or something. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my machine, it's yours, so, and I'm sure people do that. But anyways, like I said, just after all the ones that I've used on my channel, and having tried a Sirena in a local vac shop, I can't stand the Sirena. It's close enough. It's the closest water vac that I've used to a Rainbow, but still not as convenient or as good. I mean, now that Rainbow has direct connect, which finally they did with this model, is a long time coming. Like, you're hard pressed to get me to go to a non-direct connect anymore. I don't even like using my older Rainbows because of that. I grew up with Electrolux, so I was always used to a direct connect, and I thought that having to fumble with those plugs was just not acceptable, especially when Electrolux and even Kenmore had it and there was never really issues, so no excuse not to. That's just my opinion again, but anyways, really like it, and after 5 years I'm still really happy with it and glad I got it. Didn't like the design at first when I first saw it in a video, but after seeing it in person and owning it, I actually think it looks pretty nice now. I laughed at the design logo. It reminded me of like that Hershey's chocolate bar that they have, the Air or something like that, which someone else put online, a picture of that logo next to that candy bar, so someone else thought the same thing. But yeah, so I'll turn it on, show you both the power nozzles, and go from there. So I'll start with the new one, or the original one. You can kind of hear it bouncing around, and I don't know if you can pick it up. Yeah, you should be able to see it right there. It just bounces on my carpet. So now I'll switch to the center belt model. And it's definitely quieter. Even off the carpet, it's quieter than the other one. So yeah, this is I just really like this as a water vac compared to anything else out there. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I mean, I kind of rushed through because this is my second time filming part 1, so I'm a little bit annoyed, but anyways, I hope you still like this brief overview, and sorry if I talk too much, but yeah, if you're on the fence, just go ahead and do it and watch my part 2, and I kind of tell you how to make it a little bit easier. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.